From a young age, kids in our community and throughout Oakland County are learning to be responsible in the classroom, at home, and also with their finances. Now they have a chance to express that knowledge through art and win thousands of dollars in prizes as well. Joining us with all the details is Oakland County Treasurer Robert Wittenberg. Treasurer, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me. It's nice to be here to talk about this important program.
Yeah, it's a really cool program too. It gets kids involved. It's a little bit of art. It's a little bit of critical information. Some of those things that sometimes we don't think about kids learning in full effect in school. And years later, we wish that they did learn, or we wished that we learned. The Financial Empowerment Arts Contest is underway for high school students involving two-dimensional work, and entries are due in mid-March. What is behind this project? What's the goal of this project? How can kids get involved?
Yeah, so the entries, they're due March 13th. And this is actually the 15th year that we have done this. My predecessor, I've been in this office now since 2021, but my predecessor started this 15 years ago. And so it's for all high school students in Oakland County through Oakland Schools. Oakland Schools is our partner, OLSA, and then Flagstar is the financial sponsor. And they give out $10,000 in prizes every single year. So it's for 9th through 12th grade, and 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th grade. They have a first place, a second place, and an honorable mention. First place, second place, third place, and honorable mention. And they all get money from that $10,000 pot. So we have students who are going home with $1,000 each year if they win that contest. So there's a lot of money involved with it, which is great. And for a good reason, right, and a good cause, and to encourage people to have an understanding of finances at a young age that can help them down the road and in the future. We want these kids to be in a good financial position at a young age, so that when they grow up, they can be responsible adults, hope to own a home someday. Obviously, eventually, we're talking way in the future for them, but retire with security and dignity, and but it's a lifelong thing, right? It's something that you learn at a young age, and it's important to have throughout your whole lifetime. So we want to try to encourage this at a young age. Again, we've been doing this for 15 years. We get some amazing art. There are some really great artists here in Oakland County. I'm part of the team that judges the artwork every year, and I'm always impressed by what they do.
And this is an important lesson for the kids too, because so often when we think about kids, especially high school age kids, they're maybe getting their first jobs, or they're doing odd jobs under the table over the summer and bringing in some money, or they collect an allowance. And so much of what we teach them is financial literacy, or more commonly, financial responsibility. This is aimed a little bit differently. Financial empowerment is really the message behind this competition. How do you define empowerment for kids when it comes to finances, and how does something like this help them move toward that?
Yeah, so it's more than, right, the literacy is kind of the baseline, right, and having that understanding, but it's more than that, right? It's being able to understand it, but then to use it and utilize this in your life moving forward. As I said, we want kids who are able to invest their money, right, not just get the money, and it's great that they're out there if they're doing whatever odd jobs they're doing, but not spending the money. And I'm always willing to go talk to a lot of students about the process, go through a budget with them and say, like, okay, if you make this amount of money, you have to have this much for transportation, you have to have this much for the roof over your head, you have to save for food, but then also you have to save for yourself, and you have to put money away if you are looking to purchase a property, if you want to buy a car, if you want to go to college, right? Different things like that. So it's about them in their entire life and understanding finances and how it impacts them and how it will impact them moving forward. And so this is a great way to do it in a creative fashion and a fun way for them to do it, because we have a lot of, like I said, a lot of really artistic students here in Oakland County, and the artwork is incredible, and they have to balance the artistic side of it with the understanding of finances and the financial empowerment message that we try to convey.
And what's impressive about kids too is that when they're talking about these complicated subjects that even for us as adults can be difficult to communicate effectively, for us it's so cut and dry often, but they're still young. They got such creativity to them. And as you said, you've been leading the charge on this since you took office as the treasurer here in Oakland County in 2021. In those years since, what have been some of the more creative ways you've seen students express these lessons that they've learned and win prizes in the process?
So it's and we actually judge them based on their artistic ability, but also their understanding of the concept. So they do have to write a little bit about how their artwork relates to financial empowerment, what they've learned, and what they would do with the money if they were actually to win one of the prizes. So we like to incorporate all of that. So it's not just the artwork, but that is a piece of the whole thing. I've seen amazing artwork. You see people who use colored pencils. You see people who use the computer to draw things. We've actually seen one of the more impressive ones we've seen over the years was a stop motion. Someone did a stop motion film that was truly incredible. We've had students who also do, like they actually film videos. So there's a lot of great work. And if people actually at home want to check out some of the work from previous years, it's actually living on our website. So all the students that submit their artwork, that artwork is actually put up in person here at in the treasurer's office. So if they ever want to walk by and see the artwork, they can do that in our office, but then they're also on our website. So right now you can go oakgov.com/treasurer, and then you click on the art contest and you can actually look at previous year's artwork, and you will, I promise you will be impressed that these students, and a lot of them, you're like, this is only a freshman in high school and they're doing this amazing work. It is incredible.
Oakland County Treasurer Robert Wittenberg joins us on the Splash Live to talk about the 2026 Financial Empowerment Arts Contest, open to high school students in Oakland County, grades 9 through 12. Entries due in mid-March. More information, oakgov.com/treasurer, or follow Oakland County on Facebook at oakgov. And Treasurer Wittenberg, it's no secret that the financial times today are a little bit more treacherous than they have been in generations past, and especially now as we're getting kids moving into that economy in the years to come, and there is so much uncertainty. How much more important is it now for the county, in addition to our schools, to take that driver's seat in helping our kids learn financial literacy, find that financial empowerment, to be able to put themselves in the best position to be responsible adults by the time they're getting to our place in society?
It's essential. It really is. And it's important, right, to build that foundation at a young age. And, when I was a legislator previously, I served in the State House, and we actually voted to have people do personal finance classes as a requirement in high school. And so that's important that we have to build it. But, they learn at a younger age. And then again, it's not like you learn it and then you're good for the rest of your life. You're ever changing, right? You are learning more and more as you progress. And so we're helping people not just obviously through this art contest, but we have our Financial Empowerment Center, and we're trying to help people at all stages of life. So through our Financial Empowerment Center, we can help do some financial coaching for people. We have live webinars. I think I was on here last year talking about our Smart Finance Academy. And so that is something where people can tune in their live webinars about various financial topics. We actually have one tomorrow that people can go on our website and sign up for. We have one in March that'll be about personal, like your income taxes and what to know. So it's important for us, and as the treasurer of the county, that we want people to live, and be financially secure, and be able to live and thrive in our communities. And finances and making sure you can pay your bills, making sure you can live here is so important to us. And so we're doing everything we can to work with people of all ages, starting in high school and then going on through and making sure a senior that they can retire and live in our community with security and dignity. So it is important and essential in our office. And so this is just that first step in a whole lifelong financial empowerment mode.
What steps does your office take in partnership with our local school districts, and especially here in Greater West Bloomfield, where we have 7 different school districts that cover our community, to increase that participation, to light that fire in these students to get inspired and express themselves while learning an important lesson like this?
So we partner again with Oakland Schools, and which is the intermediate school district for the whole county. They work with all the different public schools here in Oakland County. So we partner with them, and so there's a push to let all their teachers know that this contest is available to them, that they can apply for this. Personally, I actually am willing to go out, and I love speaking to students. I love getting out there and talking to them about the work that we do in our office and how we can be helpful, and then talking about this program. And so I try to get out and speak to students however and wherever I can to really encourage them, again, to apply for this art contest, but also just in life, right? How what they're doing now and today will shape their future, and they have to think long term. And again, not just once they get their allowance or they get a job and whatever the money they're making, and they spend it all as soon as they have it. The old adage, you pay yourself first, right? So you put some money away before you spend all of that money. So having those conversations, working alongside with the superintendents of the schools, and working alongside with the teachers in these classes and any class. I mean, you don't have to actually be in an art class to apply for this contest, but obviously this is the connection, the marriage of the art and the finance.
And in these past years, while you've been in office and overseeing this contest and participating with other leaders in the community in overseeing this contest, how have you seen this translate from the art and the competition and the victories for these kids into actual lessons that they have taken as they complete high school, go into adult life, and get the results of this knowledge put to test?
So we've actually had some of the students that reach back out to us that send either thank you letters or send updates to let us know what's going on and how this was helpful to them. Some of them have said, as soon as they did this contest, they actually opened their first bank accounts, and while they were in high school. We had other ones who said they put money away so that they could take a trip or study abroad during college. Others who said they realized that they shouldn't be spending all their money on just their wants, but there are going to be some needs, and start to put money away for future purchases. So we've heard from them, and at the reception. So this is a contest, but then we actually do a reception at Flagstar's headquarters where the students can get up and actually speak about their art and what they learned. And that's when we really hear from all the different students that come to that reception, and they talk about what they learned and what they hope to achieve in the future, and how this will be helpful in trying to achieve their goals. So if people want to come see that, you'd be really impressed to see the students that are here in Oakland County, the work they do for their own financial empowerment and what they're doing around the community.
Yeah, all those lessons you learned in math class, all those lessons you learned in art class, you can combine them all together with a little bit of what you learned from the Oakland County Treasurer's Office as you compete in the Financial Empowerment Arts Contest. Kids in 9th grade through 12th grade, it's available now, and mid-March, that deadline's going to come up very quickly. Treasurer Wittenberg, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you. And again, the website, oakgov.com/arts, and get those submissions in by the end of the day on March 13th, so 11:59 p.m. on March 13th. I would love to see them all come in. Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it. Always appreciate having you on and those from Oakland County to give us the latest from our county government. More information on the Financial Empowerment Arts Contest, as the treasurer mentioned, oakgov.com/arts. You can also learn more about the Oakland County Treasurer's Office and other programs they have going on, oakgov.com/treasurer, or of course, follow Oakland County on Facebook at oakgov.